So in example 4, we still have a 30, 60, 90 triangle, and we want to use a relationship to solve it. We have only the long leg here. So if remember, the short leg is x, the long leg is going to be x times the square root of 3, so that's equal to 12, and y is going to equal to x. So we're going to take this x squared root of 3 is equal to 12, x square root of 3 is equal to 12, and then we're going to solve for x, so we have to divide by the square root of 3 on both sides. And when we do that, we have an irrational number, the radical square root of 3 being in the denominator. So then we're going to have to rationalize the denominator. And if you recall, what we have to do is we multiply it by itself. So the square root of 3 times the square root of 3. But what I do to the numerator, I have to do what I do to the denominator, or the bottom, I have to do to the top, the numerator, because the square root of 3 over the square root of 3 is just equal to 1. So in essence, we're just multiplying this by 1. But anyways, what that does for us is that I get 12 square root of 3 divided by the square root of 9. And the square root of 9, I get 12 square root of 3, the square root of 9, I put a 3 down there. Square root of 9, the square root of 9 is 3. And then I can say 12 divided by 3 is 4 square root of 3. So then x would be equal to 4 square root of 3. And then I would have 2 times x to get this. So I'd say 2 times 4 square root of 3. So then my hypotenuse would be equal to 8 square root of 3. So then my x value is equal to 4 square root of 3. My y value is equal to 8 square root of 3. So that is A. Let's take a look at B again. They give us the hypotenuse. So I always look at it and I say, okay, short side is x. This is x times the square root of 3. And then this is 2 times x. So I got 2 times x would be equal to 15 square root of 6. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to solve for x and say 2x is equal to 15 square root of 6. Divide by 2 on both sides. So x is equal to, now 15 doesn't divide by 2 evenly. So this is just going to be 15 square root of 6 divided by 2. So that's what x equals. Okay. So now to find what y equals, that's equal to my x, which is 15 square root of 6 divided by 2. And I'm going to multiply that by the square root of 3. So then this is what y equals my short leg plus times the square root of 3. So then I'm going to have 15 square root of 6 times the square root of 3 is the square root of 18 divided by 2. And I can take a perfect square out of the square root of 18 because that's equal to 9 times 2 divided by 2. So then 15, the square root of 9 is 3, square root of 2 divided by 2. And so then we have 15 times 3 is going to be 45, square root of 2 divided by 2. And that's the only thing that I can leave it in. That would be in simplest form. So here my x is 15 square root of 6 divided by 2, and my y is 45 square root of 2 divided by 2.